One of the most infamous gangsters, whose name was at the top of Mexico's most wanted list, has finally arrived in Colorado's SuperMax prison, the most secure prison in the world, to spend the rest of his time. According to and Ex-warden, this place is worse than death. We are talking about El Chapo. Your mind is going to be blown after knowing about the prison in which he will be confined. And believe me, it's insane. Stay tuned till the end of this video to know the details of the insane cell security. Many of you are well acquainted with the infamous name El Chapo, who is the head of the Sinaloa cartel and the most terrifying drug trafficker in the world. This cartel is responsible for an estimated 25% of all illegal drugs that travel from Mexico to the United States. Along with drug trafficking, he is accused of murder and kidnapping. Authorities claimed that he was in charge of a significant drug smuggling network and a big tunnel that connected Tijuana and San Diego. But his destiny, along with the judgment, brought him to the worst place, ADX. He was also ordered to forfeit $12.7 billion in addition to serving a life term at Colorado's SuperMax, the most extreme federal prison. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, a Mexican who was convicted in the US of operating a criminal organization that trafficked drugs into the country, went to a SuperMax prison when it would be very difficult for him to repeat his previous escapes. Since it began in 1994 to house the most dangerous criminals in the American prison system, the Administrative Maximum Facility in Florence, Colorado, has not experienced any breakout. Let's see why prison is next to hell for criminals. What is waiting for El Chapo now? At the ADX, all 400 convicts spend 23 hours per day in soundproofed cells, followed by 1 hour of intensely monitored REC time. They are shackled and handcuffed as they participate in their supervised hour of recreation time. There is very restricted form of television available, and phones are prohibited. Prisoners and guests are always kept apart by a glass screen during all visits from the outside world. The cells include a solid outside door and an inside barred door, which adds to the prisoner's sensation of isolation. Because most cells have a shower and a toilet, inmates rarely need to leave their cells for meals. Prisoners also eat all of their meals there. Concrete beds and a tiny desk stool are included in the furniture of the cells. Bed mattresses are thin. There is a window in each cell that is 42 inches tall and 4 inches broad. However, there are no mountain views. What do you expect? And a few tiny shelves protrude from the wall next to their in-cell sink. In the disciplinary unit of SuperMax, there is a 4-cell wing known as Range 13 that is extremely guarded and has almost no inmate contact. They receive one 15-minute phone call per month. The prison is equipped with motion detectors, cameras, and heavy steel doors that can only be opened with remote control. From a control center, guards keep an eye on every area of the prison, and if anything out of the ordinary happens, they can hit a panic button to shut all the doors immediately. Additionally, the prison contains pressure pads, so if someone stands on one, an alert will be sent. Anyone who managed to escape would have to climb a 12-foot barbed wire fence in front of that heavily armed guard stationed in one of the numerous towers. And if they were able to get past the pressure plates and cameras, they have to confront the attacks of the deadly dogs of the prison. Guzman most probably resides in Range 13, the most secure section of this ultra-tight facility. Even though he received visitors, only his attorney and his 2 daughters were permitted to see him. In reality, he is forbidden from touching any visitors. He informed his attorney of the depressing symptoms he frequently experiences, including nausea, headaches, and sinus issues. Let us inform you that Chapo is just one example of prisoners like Caboni Savage, Perry Roark, and Michael Joseph Swango, American serial killers, who are participants in this hell. Additionally, at a federal SuperMax prison, Ramzi Youssef, inmate number 03911, is serving a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus 240 years in a 7-by-11-foot cell with no bars and one small high window, away from other prisoners and the outside world. Even his meals offer little solace, with the food trays being pushed by covert guards through a sally port between 2 steel doors. He has been there for 15 years, in nearly 24-hour solitary confinement at the jail they call the Alcatraz of the Rockies. Let's just tell you, he was one of the main perpetrators of the 1993 World Trade Center bombing and the bombing of Philippine Airlines Flight 434. He was also a co-conspirator in the Bojinka plot. Larry Levine, a person from administration, says it so correctly. ADX is the kind of prison that was designed for a high-profile inmate like El Chapo. And that's the video, guys. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.